Welcome back, gamers. Sorry for the delay. Life happens, and we do apologize for the long delay between these episodes, but we promise we're gonna do better, trying to get them out, every couple of weeks for your ears, muffins. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff's happened this past month and a half, however long we've been off. So we're gonna get right into it. I am INF Rebel, the man who looks most like Santa Claus, getting those gray beards, looking good, and everyone's favorite elf, DMI Patriot, who should have been wearing green in his hat, but he refused. So sorry, everyone who watches this on YouTube, for the sexy elf.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
I don't look good in green.
First up, we're going to talk about the clusterfuck that was the PlayStation 5 launch and the Xbox Series X, Xbox One X, who knows, the dumbest names possible.
The X, Y, Z's and S's.
So when the Xbox launched, people clearly didn't know what they were buying, so that a lot of people bought the Xbox One or the Xbox
One X. Yeah, the Xbox One X.
So Amazon sales went through the roof because it's the Xbox Series X. That's the new system. So there are a lot of pissed off people that bought the wrong one. That's Xbox's fault for naming their stuff so stupid. I don't know how you go from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One to Xbox One S, Xbox X, then you go Series. Like, that just makes it's just confusion across the board. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy.
Yep. They should have done V, honestly. Xbox V for... Wait, is V 20 or is V 5? V's 5. Never mind. What is Roman numerals again?
20's XX.
XX.
Yeah. I don't think you get like L's 50, I think, and like C's 100.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, whatever.
Yeah. That's confusing.
No, yeah, but, Xbox, but nothing has pissed more people off than the PlayStation launch, I feel.
Yeah.
People
prematurely launched by the retailers.
Yeah. And so I happened to be up at 2:30 in the morning one night, just double checked a couple of the sites and came across Best Buy, and they had them available. And so I ended up getting one, and I left my friends out of that, and I shouldn't have. And
sure did.
And I feel bad, and I'm being punished every week now until he gets one. So
that is true. So the launch happened a day early, and it was a cluster. I got a text at 2:30 in the morning that, hey, I got it on Best Buy. And for the life of me, I'm like, dude, I don't know why you just didn't put, my email and everything else. I don't know why you just didn't buy it, and I would have paid you. But 2:30 in the morning, not thinking straight. You're excited. I get it. And then every other release that they've had has been a cluster. None of these sites have CAPTCHA or the thing like confirm you're not a robot, and bots are just eating them up.
Yep.
There was one last week on Walmart. They did it every 3 hours. They had them on Newegg and everything. The website, these giant retailers' websites cannot handle the traffic. Yep. And they're just going down.
They're just crashing. And it's... Yeah. As a software developer that works specifically on websites, and it's fucking tragic. It is the worst stuff that I've ever seen. They should have been able to foresee this, especially since Sony
last week.
Yeah, too. Well, yeah, everybody has told them that, or Sony has told them we're only doing this online. So all the retailers are just like, okay, they don't change anything. They know that the volume is going to be high. I think they're basically like, we're getting our money, so it doesn't really matter who buys it, even though
they don't give a shit.
Even though it's pretty much the most non-consumer practice that's happening right now, and it's really unfortunate.
It really is. And so we tried today. Walmart launched at 2:00, and I was able to place order, and then it aired, and then went back and then placed order, and then they literally just took the site down because they couldn't handle the workload. And for whatever reason, thought it was a great idea to launch the PlayStation and the Xbox at the same time, which would cause even more of a cluster. And then when I checked my cart, like it had like my saved thing, it had 3 PlayStation 5s in there. Like I only wanted one. Like, And then you got people that they're going on eBay for $800 to like $2,000.
Yeah, I checked
And people are
eBay.
buying it.
I checked eBay earlier today, and the buy now on most of them are, I would say, averaging about $1,200. $1,200.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and like that's fuck. I need to. I have all the boxes and shit left, so I should just box it back up and
like legit. Like what? Honestly, God, what you should do is say, hey, once I hit 1,000 followers on Facebook Gaming, I will raffle off this PlayStation.
oh, that's not a
You
bad
know,
idea.
yeah. So I am seeing these people like on Twitter and other stuff like, hey, follow me, and once I get to a certain follow limit, we're giving this away. I mean, will they stick around? Who knows? But that's still a great way to get those numbers up. So once we hit this threshold, everyone who's a follower, it will be in the running.
Yeah.
I know some people are doing like, they're supporters since you have to pay money. Like, okay, the supporters will give it away. So I mean that it would be a good gimmick since you do have one. But I mean, the only thing Sony Direct, you have to literally click "I'm not a robot" and it puts you in a queue. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why these other retailers don't do that. Like places like GameStop, who are literally going out of business, especially now that they're releasing disc-only versions. Like, I don't know why you're not trying to do everything you can to help your customers to stay in business.
They're just the fucking pot smoking idiots that are in they're record store. They're a record store at this point.
They're blockbusters.
Yeah.
They're on their last leg.
Yeah.
I mean, you could buy a used game for $4 cheaper or wait 6 months, but I mean, you guys you're going out of business. And the fact that it's like I went in line, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to GameStop. So after the initial launch, I took my lunch and I went to the mall, and I was, I think, the 9th or 10th person in line. They had 7 total. That was it. And then the next time they did a launch, they had 5. And then now all the retailers, none of these are going to be in stores till next year. GameStop is getting two systems on Black Friday. That's it. Per store, they're getting a minimum 2, maybe 3. So like I thought, like, okay, if I'm up, I'll go do it. But there's going to be fucking sweats out there probably Wednesday night. They're opening at 7 a.m. on Friday.
Yep.
That's going to be Camp City, and they're going to get 2, and there's going to be people freezing their asses off in some places of the country trying to get them. It's a disaster. And then there's people like all over Instagram and these third-party retailers that have 20 of them that they're selling and gouging. It's the same thing. And then now we're back in this, shut down the government, and everyone's hoarding toilet paper again for some fucking reason. I don't understand what people are trying to capitalize on a pandemic. Yes, they do it every year with like Christmas toys. Like when we were growing up, it was the Tickle Me Elmo. A couple years ago, it was that stupid dino egg or whatever that was called that you put in water and for like $60, but people are selling that for $400 or $500.
So dumb. I
mean, and Sony said, like, yes, we're gonna produce more than we've ever produced on the other previous generations. No, you fucking aren't.
We're not seeing it.
You can't get it.
Yeah. It's all the bots and stuff. That's the biggest problem I think that they need to address, and I don't think that they're going to. So
they're not at all, and it sucks because it's such a good game. Kenny did get one. I did watch him stream Miles Morales, which looks absolutely incredible.
It's stunning. I honestly, I've never played any of the other Spider-Man games. It seems like a pretty good button smasher. That's what it is to me. So,
I mean, it does look that there's some skills learning out the combos and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's kind of a button smash.
Yeah. Also, relearning all the buttons on the PlayStation is tough, considering I've owned Xbox and Xbox controllers since like what? Since 2000 and 2000 probably is when I had first Xbox.
Yeah, I'd never owned a PlayStation 4. I bought a PlayStation 3 maybe 8 years ago because I wanted to play MLB The Show and Final Fantasy 10. And I don't know why then like Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation can't get together and put the X button on the same spot on all the controllers.
That's my biggest
since
problem.
They all want to have X on it.
Yeah, that's my problem right now. It's because X is the bottom button,
Yeah,
and X is the left button. Yeah, left button.
I haven't used it. I haven't used a controller in years since I use mouse and keyboard, which I probably should use it because I'm not good at shooting on a mouse and keyboard. But I mean, yeah, it's just ridiculous. But from what I've seen, like Kidney's playing some other people. There's another guy I watched called The Promised Land. He's been playing like the God of War or Warlords or God. I don't know. One of the other games that came out. That
I think it's Godfall. Godfall.
Yeah, that's it. The games look great. The graphics look amazing. And it's a lot of promise. I mean, there's just no one can get them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Moving on. Well, we finally got Kenny in the game of Among Us. I talked about me and Eric have talked about it in the past, how much we enjoyed it, but we'll let Kenny go and kind of talk about what he liked or didn't like and how his experience was playing it.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It takes some getting used to, especially because I was really focused on running around and doing the tasks at that time. And I would constantly just get killed instantly. And then when I was the imposter, it was hard to figure out when to try to kill people, because there are so many corners that at any point somebody could just come around the corner while you're standing right next to the body, just be like, you're just standing there with your dick in your hand. So you're just like,
Yeah, and then you gotta try to like lie and call them out.
Yeah,
and,
be like, what were you doing there? Why? No, I walked in on you.
Yeah.
No, so that's the biggest thing is we played it again last week, and I had a better time on that second go around just because it was
learned it and understood it a little bit better.
And I think that was the biggest thing is you got to learn one, how to be sneaky, and then two, how to make other people suspicious.
Yeah.
And that's honestly all you have to do is you just have to cast doubt somewhere else. There was quite a few times where I was an imposter. I didn't kill anybody, but I was just the whole time the other person was killing people, and I was just casting doubt on random people just because I was like, no, but I saw you there. Like that's weird. Like it was just it escalates.
You had to lie. It's hard. I'm not good at it. Like I get caught, and I kind of think of a lie on the fly. I mean, everyone lies, but like in my day-to-day life, I don't really lie. It's like, what's the point? And yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. Like a guy this happened to watch my stream. He's like, hey, can I play? I'm like, yeah, come in. And it was a new ship. Like I haven't played these a lot, and so there was keys at the top, and I happened to be the imposter that time. But I don't ever I kind of just run out and then pull up my map. And then he called the meeting. It's like, why didn't you do keys? I'm like, I don't know. I kind of just do whatever. And he's like, nope, and they voted me out. And I was happy to be the imposter. But if I wasn't, I still wasn't going to go up.
Yeah.
And I have found from like people I watch, like there's people they memorize like the time it takes to do stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is, but every female I've played with seems to do so much better than me at the game. Like they remember little nuanced stuff, like
weird.
Oh, I went this way. But the other thing that's, I'm a shit talker. I got a kind of a loud persona. So a lot of people are like, oh no, let's just vote rebel. And so a lot of times I get voted out. Like last night, I was not even suspicious. Like 2 people cleared me. Last 10 seconds, like, oh, it's rebel. And I got voted out and I lost. And I only needed 1 kill to like win. So I mean, I love it though. I mean, it's so much fun because you never know what's gonna happen. But I mean, it sucks. Like last night, like my nephew played and he literally just happened to get killed like 7 games first in a row. And then finally he was the imposter and he got caught. And then also last night, one guy was the imposter, no shit, 10 games straight. He finally called a meeting. He goes, I'm the imposter, just vote me out. And I felt bad for the other person. So we literally just did random meetings and we're just like voted random people out trying to guess the other one. But
it's hilarious.
I mean, It is. It's so much fun, and like if you watch, you can really watch people play and kind of how they do it. Like the toast, disguised toast, like that. I don't know. That guy's fucking amazing at it. He just memorizes every color, and then
Yeah.
like people are teaching me strategies. Like this girl last night we were playing with was watching the vitals, and then saw there was like 4 vitals here, 2 vitals here, 1 vitals here, and then they kind of like, where were you at? Like, oh, you're the imposter because the other vital was gone. Like, it's just crazy the strategies that come
Yeah.
up with.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't do. I don't think like that. I run around. I have fun, and then I'll just like, I'll kill this person. And I'm like, oh, I got caught.
Ah, fuck.
Like
There
last
was a
night, like
bit.
we did a double kill, and like I was trying to time it, but like my cooldown was down because I killed someone else earlier, and he killed him, and like right as they were getting ready to report, I didn't know if I got the kill off or not because someone else was on the other body, but like literally half a second, I got the kill and we ended up winning the game, but it was a different body. I'm like, oh shit, we're caught.
Yeah.
But it's a really fun game. I enjoy it a lot, especially for only $5, even on your phone. It's not fun with randoms just because I don't like the text thing. You gotta get in the chat and talk shit. And
Yeah.
suck other people. But
Exactly.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully, we can
Yeah.
put it in the rotation.
But it's definitely going to be in the rotation, I feel. And not only that, it opens it up. I think we get very tunnel visioned into some of our games. You with WoW, me with COD, and I play with the same people a lot. So it's good to branch out and play with play with McJitters and play with Antares and a couple other people. Alex followed me on Facebook also on my stream and stuff like that. So
it's only cool. That, because if you die, then that kind of gives you time to like talk with the chat, because you really you're doing your task, but I mean, like, like in Call of Duty and other games, like there's points you have to focus or you're gonna die or mess up, so you can't really focus on your chat. This is, you screw around, you can talk and screw off while you do stuff. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you finally came over and played. So
yeah.
Next we're gonna talk about Warzone and Cold War. We'll just throw them together. I was hesitant to get Cold War. I just hated multiplayer so much on Modern Warfare because everyone camps and it's not fun. I liked how they try to do something new without the lane system, which they still kind of don't do as much in Cold War. There's like lanes, but there's like maneuvers out of it. And so far, I'm having a blast. I am like loving it. It's kind of like the old, like kind of a faster pace type of feel. The only thing I lose a lot because the movements, because they strafe around me and I can't turn fast enough. When I'm on a mouse and keyboard, I should be able to, but I'm not that great. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm excited to kind of see how they integrate these weapons into Warzone. Like, what's going to be the meta? Is there going to be like, are the Cold War weapons going to be better than the Modern Warfare? Those sort of things. And not only stuff like the thing that I'm thinking of is like, are they just going to have these random guns on the ground for people that don't buy it, that they only want to play Warzone since Warzone's free? So they're going to test these guns out from the ground. So, and that's coming, I believe, in December. Cold War, right?
December 10th. December 10th is when the first season of Cold War Warzone starts. So I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm enjoying Cold War multiplayer. I think that's probably what we're going to end up playing tonight also in our streams. But it's the movements, I feel, are a little bit more clunky. It feels like Black Ops. That's the way it feels. The way everything looks is a lot more animated. I feel also, but it's overall a pretty solid game considering basically it's thrown together. It was originally Sledgehammer and Raven, I think, were the original creators of it, and then Treyarch had to come in and
they fixed it, like, especially after the beta, like it looked like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But like, I'm enjoying it a lot. I mean, I really am. Dark Matter's back. I think Dark Matter is the best camo of all the Call of Duties, hands down. And then they have like a new zombie. Like, I've never been a real zombie player. I know there's a lot of hardcore zombieists out there, but that's a lot of fun. My only like gripe with the game is how fucking far you can throw the lethals and tacticals. Like the one, like the Cold War, Cold Zone, whatever like the small snow map is, you can literally chuck grenades across the goddamn map.
Yeah, that's what I do. And not only that,
and if you're on B, double. Like that one game when we were on B, like I think it was like flash, stun,
grenades,
boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And then like everything you throw left-handed, that's not accurate. I do like in Warzone where they put your gun away and throw it, so you don't have your gun there because no one's throwing stuff like that. But
yeah,
all in all, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I did start running a trophy system a lot more. So I throw that all the time.
See, I would if I was running AR or SMG, just because I know I'm gonna be
you've been sniping,
but I've been sniping. I've been really like I hate sniping.
Yeah,
like, if you watch me play, I'm terrible. I'm still terrible, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to learn this and get better. And I am enjoying the hell out of sniping these people. Nice. I've been executed 3 times, and every time I clap, I'm like, good job. That's on me.
Yep.
But I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm really impressed with it. Like, especially after all the beta that I watched, that it's a good game so far, and I really hope they keep it up. The other thing is that they automatically make you prestige. My buddy last night, he hit whatever the level was, and he didn't have like the prestige. It just automatically prestiges you.
Boo, I didn't know that. So you automatically lose all your everything?
I don't know if he lost everything or how that all works. I really didn't ask him. But yeah, and so it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you're not interested, and I heard like the campaign is out of this world. Like the campaign's great, and then you have to make decisions that affect different outcomes in the game.
Yeah, I think there's campaign. eight different endings, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, so that's crazy. And like I know a lot of people don't like because the last Black Ops didn't have a campaign.
Yeah, which I never played them. I never played the campaigns. I didn't even finish.
I played them every now and again. I do enjoy them. They are fun, especially this one. I'm really excited. Like like on the off night where I don't if no one's really on and I really don't want to, play with randoms or by myself, you can just jump in the campaign. And I know a lot of streamers have like the big thing, like Stone and Pool Shark and stuff. They've actually cleared the campaign on stream.
Yeah.
And people, it's interesting just because you don't know which way you're going to go. So that just the fact that they put that in there is it's very, very well done on their part.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to touch on those?
No. I mean, we're just gonna keep getting deeper into it. We're doing a grind for Dark Matter right now.
Oh, we can talk about the Halloween event. I'll touch on that Warzone. The zombie things. That was amazing. Like it was absolutely so much fun. The zombie map. There was nonstop action. You come back as a zombie. I really enjoyed. The only thing I didn't like was I got all my loot boxes and I didn't get my goddamn blueprint. And then they came back like, oh, just go open boxes again. You'll get it. No, I don't know which box to open now.
Yeah.
Luckily, I found it, but I was irritated because I like that pumpkin. Pumpkin skin.
Also, the jump scare boxes with the Halloween event.
God.
Also,
that's my biggest YouTube. I recorded myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm man enough. I was scared shitless. I jumped every time. I literally probably like day 4 or 5, it started to like come down. But those first few, like
you just like they're out of nowhere, and not only that, they're different. They were like some are slightly different.
If you watch my streams, like I literally would start going, open the box, and I do this. I'd look away, even though it's still in your ears. But I had like 300 views, which is my biggest views ever on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't care, dude. I got scared too. It was hilarious. I love watching people get scared. That's never awesome. Not funny. Yeah. Like people falling down. It's always funny.
Oh.
So that's pretty much it. We'll touch on a couple quick things. Atari is coming out with a new system for the modern day. So the original Atari games are out there. It's going to be like Wi-Fi and like you can stream and do other stuff. So fucking, I don't know. It's $400 though. I don't know. That's pretty steep.
Just fucking sell. I mean, you're not. Just sell to give the rights to Microsoft or PlayStation, or even Sega, for God's sake. Sega is, yeah,
Didn't
but
Sony buy Sega though?
I don't know. So they did something.
I think Sega got sold.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, there haven't been an Atari system since what, like the early '80s?
I think there was one in the 90s.
Oh, it was there.
Yeah, they came out with a newer.
I think they tried to do one and it was like a huge flop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, if it comes down in price to a reasonable price, I'd probably buy it. But launching out $400, I think next week. I think next Friday. That's when it comes out.
$400 is the price of a fucking the PlayStation digital version.
Yeah,
why would you do that?
$100 more expensive than the digital Xbox.
And you can't play. They don't have any AAA games on there, I don't think. Like,
no, it's like Pitfall. It's like the original. It even looks like the original graphics from like what I saw. Like they haven't even updated
a $400 system to play fucking Pitfall.
But it's like, yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like, you know, be able to stream and do other stuff on. It's supposed to be like, kind of like a PC. But I mean, if it came down to like, you know, $100, $200 or something, yeah, I might get it. But for $400, it's trash. That's way too much.
Yep.
I'm gonna touch quickly on the World of Warcraft because I'm gonna play it, and then it's my life. Monday, finally, Shadowlands is here. The 26th. It is. Was that the 20th? No, hold on. Oh my god. 23rd. Sorry. 23rd. Shadowlands is launching. I am so excited for this. I've played beta. They had the pre-patch event started 2 weeks ago, which was a dumpster fire. For anyone who plays World of Warcraft, is trash. Not worth your time. They had these catch-up mechanics. It's basically you killed rares and ice crown every 20 minutes, and then they upped it to 10. And that was it. It was very not well done at all. But Shadowlands, I will be consuming my life next week, probably for the next long while. So, yeah, that's basically it. I'm excited for getting a new PC built for this so I can really enjoy all the graphics and everything else. Because the raids look amazing, all the new stuff they're adding. So I hope it sticks. I hope it's good. We got a lot of people coming back to it, so I really hope it's good.
Yeah.
And then
Tim the Tap Man was saying that he was today that he's 100% planning on doing it with him and Cloaksy, and he's like grinding out extremely long streams. Like he's 15 to 18 hour days is what he's looking at.
It's launching Monday night, like 5 or 6 o'clock or 7. It's in there. Usually at launches, it's always a disaster. So I don't really have high expectations for launch. But I have Tuesday and Wednesday off next week. I am planning on getting very little sleep and grinding because they're releasing the raids 2 weeks after launch. So we're going right into our first raid in basically 2.5 weeks. And so
you got to level up.
Rating. We got to level, and then you got to grind out dungeons and other stuff to get the gear. So when we go into the raid, we're not going to have that good of gear. That we're going to have to be on point with mechanics and on everything else. So I really have high hopes for this. I'm very excited. Unfortunately, I probably won't have time to play Call of Duty and other stuff because World of Warcraft that's my number one game. So during the week you won't catch me. Maybe on the weekend or something I'll switch it up to get a break. And then we got 2 last things to touch on games. We're gonna go with the Cyberpunk Delays because I know that upsets Kenny.
It's fucking absurd. I hate it, but it is what it is. Which is it's honestly fine. I'm glad that they're delaying it. And they're making it okay for the second gen consoles, even though nobody's going to have them. I
think they will, but yeah, I'm in the boat, like, because we've seen so many, like the Fallout, Anthem, stuff like that, where it had all this hype and they released it without being good, and so I don't want that to happen to Cyberpunk. I'd rather they took their time and they got it right, so when it launches. Like WoW with me, that's basically going to be Patriot. He's going to be playing Cyberpunk nonstop.
Yep.
So, we'll have to schedule dates for Call of Duty.
What is nice that I'm seeing right now is that there are advertisements on Twitch and stuff for Cyberpunk, which means that they're okaying those ads to go out. They're spending the money to do that. So I'm almost positive at this point that it is going to be released on the 10th. I think it's the 10th or 14th or something like that of December. I'm 90% sure it's the 10th. But that's I'm gonna play the hell out of that game. It looks so awesome. I love the options for it and what you can do. They do a lot of YouTube videos regarding what you can do in the game structure and all that stuff. And I watch every single one of them. I'm super pumped. I think it's going to be great.
Yep, can't wait for that. And then our last thing, as you guys know, I'm a veteran. I was in Army infantry. I did 2 tours, and we were lucky enough last week to be part of Warriors Week to benefit the Wounded Warrior Project charity stream. There was a bunch of other streamers on there. We each had a goal of $500 because we're small time streamers, so we're like $500. I was fortunate enough, one of my buddies donated $500 off the bat. I got up to $705. Kenny got up to, was it 300?
Yeah, 320.
320. Yep. So overall the goal was 50,000, but they fell a little short. But some of the streamers got to play Dungeons and Dragons live with Louis Anderson and Carrot Top, and Louis Anderson matched the total amount. So it was over $86,000 raised for the Wounded Warriors, which is a great charity for the wounded vets, because a lot of times there isn't really people out there that have like a support system when they come back, and they really do need this help for counseling and other stuff. So I was very proud to be a part of the first annual one. To do charity streams is really great, and a lot of people came in and showed support. So I'm really proud that both of us got a chance to do that and participate. And yeah, it was a great time. Everyone was positive about it, and we were raising money for a good cause.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, it was pretty awesome. I did take the week off to stream, and so I streamed a lot. And there was you'd see a lot of people jumping in. Just if they couldn't donate, they were saying sharing it and doing all that stuff. So it was good. It's good to get that get it out there even more. Yeah, Wounded Warrior is probably one of the larger, most known. But the fact that they're jumping in,
for sure.
Yeah, but when they're jumping into the gaming scene for fundraising and stuff like that, what that does is that really kind of solidifies what we're doing and what we're streaming. And all the streamers weren't like the gigantic streamers. We're talking guys that only have a couple thousand followers and stuff like that. So the fact that we were able to do this with like 200 streamers right around, it wasn't very many.
There was a lot. Yeah, and there was only a couple of big names that I saw that participated. For the most part, and it was all sorts of different games too. I mean, they played everything. I mean, they literally live streamed the Dungeons and Dragons. So it was just great, and I was proud to be a part of it. I love doing stuff for other veterans, and I'm really glad we got to be a part of it. And I hope they continue it. I mean, it really shows, streaming for awareness. Streamers are, many celebrities. I mean, everyone knows Doc and Tim and Shroud and Ninja. I mean, Ninja's the biggest. He has to deal with Adidas. I mean, it legitimizes what people do. When I grew up, everyone says stop playing video games. Well, if I ever had children, hey, start playing video games and make daddy money.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So it was a great time. It was a great week, and we raised a lot of money, which is always good for charity. That's gonna be it for our gaming section. We're gonna jump into. We have a lot of pop culture stuff. There's a show called Yellowstone. I happened to download Peacock because I wanted to watch the Psych movie, and I heard about this Yellowstone, so I watched the first episode, and it was free. And then to watch the second one, you had to get premium. So I got premium, and I binged the 2 seasons that are available. And Kevin Costner as a cowboy that's his role. I mean, he was built for that. The characters in this thing are dynamic. I've never wanted to be a cowboy more in my entire life. I mean, I grew up with John Wayne. My dad was the biggest John Wayne guy ever. He's from Iowa. Brings it back. I miss these cowboy movies. nostalgia, and I absolutely love the show, and I'm so excited for season 3 is going to be on Peacock this weekend. And I'm going to binge that one as well. I
Yep.
mean, it is brilliantly cast, it's brilliantly written, it's just brilliantly done all around.
Yeah. And there is not a person in this show that is perfect, and I love it. I love all the faults of every single person, and you can the way it's cast is each one of these people you can see and feel the pain of each person, and it's amazing. And you see what they're going through, and it's really it's insane shit, billionaire bullshit, but it's also like the same troubles that everybody else goes through.
Right. Yep.
Minus the the murders and shit.
Family. Oh yeah. Your family problems. The spousal arguments. Don't get along with the in-laws, and yeah, there is like the guy trying to protect his land and all that other stuff. That's with it. Then you get to side the dirty politicians and how that's real. Like people have their politicians in their pockets and they hire them and they basically push their stuff through. I thought it was brilliantly done, and I'm excited for the 3rd season. I know it's already out on Paramount, but I'm excited to binge it, and it literally makes me want to get a stupid subscription to TV or whatever so I can watch season 4 when it comes.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Paramount is it's not a channel that I would watch. I don't think outside of
it
just
used to
for
be
this,
like Spike TV or whatever. Like I watched it because they had I'm pretty sure Ink Master was on it, but I mean,
I didn't know that.
Absolutely amazing show. I'm blown away, and I haven't really watched that many good shows. I'm struggling to find new stuff. But if you're looking for a great show and you love like Western cowboys, I love like growing up, Billy the Kid or Young Guns, Wyatt Earp, that type of stuff, right up your alley.
Yep.
Next, we're going to touch on all the pushbacks of the movies, but mainly Disney's pushing all their stuff back. So, Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it got pushed back to next year. Same with WandaVision. So hopefully in January they'll be out. So we'll finally get that. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with Loki, but the big thing is the Black Widow flip-flops that's been happening, and they're saying now May next year.
Yeah, but that's still not guaranteed either. So, right. So Disney they're restructuring their movie and TV show, how all that's being done so they're doing a heavy focus on digital, which would be the Disney Plus platform and Hulu and all that stuff. So there is still a possibility that it will come out sooner on Disney Plus. So because of this restructure and their new focus on digital, I think they see a market in it. It makes sense to me. I don't know if they released Mulan out on digital. I don't know if that was the right movie to do that with.
Yeah, I think like Black Widow would have been the right movie, but I mean, all the other like classic Disney cartoon remakes were a smashing hit, so that's probably why they did it. The pay gate's kind of dumb. You're already paying a monthly subscription as it is, and then $30 to watch it or buy it or whatever. I don't know. If you own it, or is it just a one-time rental thing?
No, so basically right now I can still watch it unlimited times, so I can watch it throughout.
Okay. Yeah. So it's basically you're buying the DVD release, but it's only on Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have it. I wanted to watch it. $30 isn't, it's not a huge deal. And I think to families, it's not really either. If you really break it down, we've talked about it plenty of times regarding, movie prices. And I think more that this is happening. Same with Wonder Woman on 1984. It's coming out on Christmas Day. probably to digital release on HBO Max the same day that it's being released to theaters, which is a huge hit to theaters.
Yeah, it is. I mean, personally, I want to watch in the theater because I just love the movie experience in the theater. But the fact that they're doing this is huge, and for the longest time, I never thought you'd see like these big name actors do like Netflix movies and stuff like that. But then you got these huge, you have that Charlize Theron that we talked about and Chris Hemsworth we talked about. That a lot of them are signing on for these Netflix, movies or Hulu or Prime or whatever it is because they see it now. Like there is a huge market there, and there are legit good movies coming on these platforms now. It's not the old way where it has to only be in theaters. It has to be
Yep.
these big studio productions. Yeah, they're still going to put money into it, and there are great, productions being made on these platforms that people are paying a lot of money for, and they keep raising the prices on. So, I really hope they continue to do that. But at the same time, I hope they don't because a lot of the movie theaters are in trouble. They might be bankrupt, and so there might not be a place to release these except for online with this global pandemic that's going on.
Yeah. With the news of the vaccine possibly coming out soon, AMC and a couple other publicly traded movie theaters, their stock prices jumped right back up. So I think that'll help them a lot. And that happened this week. I think there was a 9% jump on AMC or something like that. I mean, not huge, but I mean, it's a step in the right direction. So hopefully that infuses a little bit more cash into to their businesses so they can sustain a little bit longer.
Hopefully. And then everyone's favorite meme of the three Spider-Mans pointing at each other. Well, it's happening. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have reportedly signed on for the new Spider-Man movie. So the three Spider-Man, they're all going to be in the new Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
Yep, I think that's it's a great move. What it's going to do is it's going to tie in all of them. I feel like Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man. I love that. The fact that they scrapped that so quickly, to me, was insane. And I don't know if that was Disney's doing or...
I think it was Marvel, because I think when they basically were in the negotiations with Sony, they didn't want Andrew Garfield attached. So that's why he got scrapped, unfortunately. I thought the two movies he was in was great. I thought Emma Stone was great as
MJ.
Stacy.
Or Stacy. Yeah, not MJ. Yep.
Yeah. And he was great. I really enjoyed him. Toby was always the first one, but they kind of went like that Batman route with Val Kilmer, and that third one just trying to dump in villains and kind of ruined Topher Grace's movie career because it was such a pile of shit.
Yep. Yeah, they I feel in that one the Venom in that movie was, I was so excited for it. And then when I saw it was just a pile of dog
excited,
shit.
For Venom 2 with Tom Hardy, and hopefully we get a Spider-Man Venom crossover. I mean, I think that's why they went, because Venom was originally supposed to be rated R and they went to a PG-13. And my thought was they're going to do a crossover, so they want to kind of make the expectations that's going to be more kid friendly.
They are supposedly that is the case on the next Spider-Man is Venom does make an appearance in it, and I think after the appearance of it, I think there's going to be a Spider-Man versus Venom or something like that.
Well, there's already so the Spider-Man's being talked about, and there's already a Venom 2 in production, so it'll probably be after both those movies are out that they'll do that. Now that is going to be a banger.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and with the three Spider-Mans also, I think what that does is that opens up the Spider-Verse a little bit.
Yeah, that was a great movie too.
Yeah, exactly. And so because they've already kind of done it, and they touched it with the last Spider-Man movie, was a multiverse. They specifically said multiverse in that. So I think that's going to open up a lot of different options moving forward for Marvel to bring in some odd characters and really make some very unknown characters popular, and I'm excited for that.
For sure, for sure. They also announced a Mad Max prequel starring Chris Hemsworth, which I'm excited for. Um, Mad Max is, back in the day was Mel Gibson, and then most recent one was Tom Hardy, and then now a prequel with Chris Hemsworth. I'm really excited to kind of get the backstory or like the origin of it. So I'm really excited for this, and Chris Hemsworth is dreamy to look at.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's going to just be 2020. Everybody having COVID and turns into Mad Max. I think that's the prequel.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's already written.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about The Boys season 2. We were laying off because Mr. McJitters didn't watch it, so we were waiting it off, and I kind of forgot some stuff. But for the most part, I love it because the superheroes are bad. You see that they have this struggle and these weird obsessions, like like the hero's like obsessed with breast milk and breastfeeding, and they struggle with the dilemma of like the main protagonist who curses a lot in English, and his wife was raped and had a soup son, and then he didn't really want to take care of him, and then at the end she gave her life, and he promised he'd take care of the boy. And so he kind of got came full circle, and you got the love of like the normal person with a super, and kind of like her feelings in between the stuff. And I just love this show, and I'm excited for season 3 because Jensen Ackles is coming. I love him from Supernatural, but it's just a different take on superheroes, and it's absolutely amazing, and it's bloody, and it's gory, and it's everything you'd want. And
super fucked up.
Yeah, it's and there's like that weird church that they joined. Like it's a wild ride.
Yeah,
And then there's redemption. Like that Firestarter guy killed himself. Like he
Yep.
used to be part of the 7 and killed himself to help get him out. And then they finally, the women stood up to, I can't even think of the main bad guy's name. Starlander. Homelander, sorry. There you go. And they stood up to him, and basically, you're not gonna, because you're the most strongest guy, you're not gonna threaten us with all your stuff again. But the fact is, like, if we had superheroes, they probably would have a PR team and all this other bullshit. And like, why we have an army? Just send a soup over there to clear out the fucking enemies.
Yep.
You see, he doesn't care, and you see him like have his thoughts of just murdering everyone who talks shit to him because he's so powerful. Like, can you imagine having that much power? It's not your Superman who's like good. It's like, I'll murder all of you if you keep talking shit.
Yep. Yeah. This season for me, I don't know. I really love the first season. I feel like it kind of went. It doubled down on the ridiculousness, I feel. And I'm just and so I hope it gets back to a better storyline on the next one, and it doesn't just keep doubling down on the craziness. But it overall is a great show. I highly recommend it. But yeah, it's if you don't like blood and guts, realistic blood and guts, I don't recommend watching
Exploding Whales.
Yeah. Oh God. Yep. Exploding whales.
And then he was like, that was my friend.
That was my friend.
And our last thing we're going to talk about is a show that I just happened to find on Prime called Alex Rider. It's on IMDb. I didn't know they had a streaming service, but apparently they're putting stuff out. It's kind of a new take on like the spy thing where they basically recruit this teenager, and it's not like your Disney like Spy Kids type of stuff. It's legit. Excuse me. And I really enjoyed kind of seeing that aspect of like, like what like your average teenager could do, and like he went through the ringer, he got tortured, he did all this stuff, and then he infiltrated these organizations trying to figure out what was going on. The weird twist of them cloning the troubled kids and sending them home.
Spoiler.
Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. My bad. But I really liked it. I mean, I still have a couple episodes left to do. I've been trying to watch it like as I'm going to sleep at night because I want to like do an episode a night where I can actually pay attention to it. But I enjoyed it. I'm glad I clicked on it because a lot of times I'd try to find new shows and I'll start watching. I'm like, this is stupid. And I always try to give them at least like 3 episodes. And if they haven't hooked me by then, I'm like, this is not for me.
Yep. You said you were going to start watching it this weekend, and I was like, okay. So I checked it out on Saturday night, and I ended up finishing it last night. So it's pretty damn good. It's 9 episodes, 10 episodes.
It's 10.
Yeah. Each one of them each episode is pretty damn good. It really just it entices you to keep watching to the next one.
I mean, like with that, sorry to interrupt, but like I kind of want to check out IMDb now. Like I didn't know it just happened to be on Prime, and it was at the banner at the top. I'm like, well, let me check this. I read the synopsis. I'm like, okay, this might be good, but I didn't know they were making like quality shows over there. So
yeah,
another streaming service we have to sign up for.
Yeah. So what I love about it is it has solid actors in it. It's not a gimmicky kid spy movie, because it's definitely it's tailored towards adults, I feel, or maybe teenagers, but it's definitely a more 007-esque, minus all the gadgets, and it's very, very awesome. I enjoyed it. Not a ton of action, but just a lot of the spy thriller stuff. So that's what I enjoyed about it. So highly recommend it. Go watch it.
There you go.
A lot of State Farm ads.
Yeah, I mean, that's the downside. You get to watch it with ads, but I mean, unless you have the IMDb, I'm sure there's none there. But yeah, I mean, I like finding these little gems. Like, like you don't know these actors. They're nobodies really. Well, obviously somebody, but you don't know them from anything else, and you kind of see like them blossom throughout as it goes on. It's really good. But I mean, that's going to wrap us up for today. We have a lot more stuff we got to get to, but we just don't want to make this super long, so we'll save it for next time. Thank you guys for stopping by. Check out our streams. INF Rebel on Facebook, DMI Patreon on Facebook, same on all of our social medias. If there's any stuff that you guys recommend, like if you have a hidden gem out there, please let us know. We'll check it out for sure. I'm always looking for good TV shows or movies.
Yeah, it works.
All right, we'll see you next time, and we'll try to get these out a little bit sooner than the long time that we had off.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Take care. I'm not afraid to cry every once in a while, even though little don't still upsets me. But I'm not against me. What hurts the most is being so close, having so much to say, watching you walk away, and never knowing what could have been, and not seeing what I'm loving you. That's what I was trying to do.